Welcome back to another UFC fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the prelims of UFC 231, Holloway versus Ortega. So without further ado, let's get to our first prediction of the night and our first fight on the card. So in our first fight, we have in the lightweight division, Carlos Diego Ferreira versus Jesse Ronson. So when I think of Jesse Ronson, I think back when he was in the UFC many years ago, pretty much at the beginning of Kevin Lee's UFC career. Not his Kevin Lee's debut fight, but one of his, first fights in the UFC. He gave Kevin Lee a hard fight. I think Kevin Lee took him down, 2 or 3 times, and he took Kevin Lee down once, and it was a split decision fight. And Jesse Ronson held his own and made it a very tough, gritty fight. And I think I look at his other fights in the UFC. They were very tough, gritty fights against other fighters that a lot of people get destroyed by. He took them to split decision, so he's a very tough fighter. But he's been out of UFC for years, and those fighters have gotten better. So has he really gotten better? We can't really tell. Or is he the same fighter? He's definitely older now, but what has really changed? Now looking at his record, I've seen some good wins. I see some bad losses. See him go up to welterweight division. And then over his last streak, I think it's a 3 or 4 fight winning streak, I'm not too impressed because it's not like he's been beating top names on that recent winning streak. It's been, I guess, lower tier competition, you could say. Then on Carlos Diego Ferreira's side, you got a guy who's only lost to 2 beasts. He lost to Dustin Poirier and he lost to Beneil Dariush. Dariush can hold his own with him on the grappling and is a solid striker. And you got Dustin Poirier who speaks for himself. So 2 losses to 2 beasts. Jesse Ronson can't say the same. But when I look at Jesse Ronson, again, he has solid takedown, defense, solid hips. He's a solid fighter. I think he'll have a striking advantage, but only slight. Diego Ferreira might be a grappler, but he's certainly shown people that he can strike, dropping people, submitting people, and just being a full package. And he's only lost to some of the top competition, so you can't just sleep on his striking. But in reality, I'm just going to just make this simple. I'm going to just go based off their experience. I think Carlos Diego Ferreira has been in the UFC, has been fighting the best competition and putting up a good show against everybody that's accepted, the true cream of the crop. And I think he could definitely be among them. He just isn't there right now. Maybe he'll never be there, but he's definitely still competitive with that cream of the crop. He's a solid fighter. Strike is underrated, and his jiu-jitsu is top-notch. Against Jesse Ronson, he might be able to, if he can stop the takedown, which he should be able to, he could beat him on the feet. But I think Carlos Diego Ferreira is going to hold his own on the feet, find some takedowns. Jesse Ronson's takedown defense isn't like foolproof or whatever case, not like completely shut down defense. I think Carlos Diego Ferreira will be able to get takedowns eventually. I think he'll be able to hold his own on the feet. Though Jesse Ronson, I'll give him an edge. But I think Ferreira will be able to find those takedowns, will be able to find a submission. I think it'll be probably in the later stages of the fight. I think matter of fact, I'm going to say late in the second. So in this fight, I got Carlos Diego Ferreira via second round submission. Then on to our next fight we have in the welterweight division, Chad Laprise versus Diego Lima. So Diego Lima, he has he has the frame, he has the skills, but it seemed like he just missing something. Like he had a soft chin or a glass chin. His striking, he doesn't really impose his will on the striking like on the feet as he could, I guess because his chin's soft. His grappling has some holes and stuff, but he has everything, but he doesn't have everything. He's missing something in every aspect of the game. That's why he can't really find true success. He can hold his own. He's certainly a skilled fighter, but it takes something more to stick around in the UFC. It seems like he just doesn't have that. And against Chad Laprise, long time lightweight, and been a pretty respectable welterweight. At least I think he had 3 welterweight fights or something. Maybe with 2-1, 1-2, whatever the case is. He's been respectable at at welterweight. And really just to make this simple, I think Chad Laprise is the better striker. He'll definitely be faster. He's still carrying that lightweight speed. He's the one who's more opposing with his striking. Let me say another thing. Chad Laprise chin isn't the best either, but I don't think Diego Lima is really going to crack it. I think Chad Laprise is the better grappler, so he can make some takedowns if he wants to. I don't think he's going to be able to dominate him like, say, Yushin Kami dominated Lima in the grappling, but he at least can score points, get some ride time, get some takedown control, get some control time, and get stuff like that, and all in helping him make his way to a victory. But I don't think matter of fact, I think it will kind of go to decision. I think Diego Lima, like I said, he's composed enough on the feet and composed everywhere. He just lacking that extra thing he needs to stick around the UFC. So I think it'll be one of those things where Chad Laprise is going to be a little bit better than him everywhere, one step ahead of him everywhere. Lima will be game, but just won't be game enough. So in this fight, I got Chad Laprise via decision. Then on to our next fight, we got in the bantamweight division, Brad Katona versus Matthew Lopez. It's really a fight that could be almost 50-50 just based off Brad Katona being still a new entrant in the UFC, and Matthew Lopez is facing a lot of the better competition in the UFC. And also, Brad Katona's not really a knockout puncher. He's not a super standout striker or a super standout wrestler. And Matthew Lopez is very aggressive. He's one of those fighters that will make you work. He'll be in your face all the time, swinging heavy shots, going for takedowns. He's very physical, so he's a very tough out. But I think Brad Katona being such a young fighter and coming off the tough and showing so much potential, I think that's just be enough. Like, he'll be able to probably out-wrestle Matthew Lopez, outsmart him, and bring some different tools where Matthew Lopez, it seems like he brings the same thing every time out. Like, he can give him some tough competition, some hard work, but that's just all he can give you. Like, he gives some hard work, but if you can outsmart him, you can fight, go in the game plan, you can beat him. And I think that's what Brad Katona's going to do. I think he'll be able to wrestle with him, be able to strike, hold his own and striking. But I think it's going to be a very close fight. It's not like this, Brad Katona's for sure going to win. Like, it's so easy. Like, this is an easy pick. It's not really an easy pick, even though it might seem to be an easy pick. It's not. But I think Brad Katona's just going to win. It's not going to be a knockout, not going to be a submission. It's going to be a gritty decision, and just what a young fighter like Brad Katona needs to, evolve and improve. You get those tough fighters, might not be the best resumes or best this, but they give you those tough fights that make you a better fighter. And that's what this fight, I feel like this fight will be for Brad Katona. So in this fight, I got Brad Katona via decision. Then on to our next fight, we have in the light heavyweight division, Devin Clark versus Alexander Rakic. So Alexander Rakic, it's not like I've been following, follow people all out of the UFC and every single different organization, but as soon as he came to the UFC, matter of fact, where I'm going with this, but basically I'm saying I didn't know who he was until he came in the UFC. Matter of fact, I didn't know who he was until his last fight, because I didn't really see his fight against Barroso, but I did see his fight against I'm forgetting the guy's name now. At first I knew his name like that. For that case, I knew that guy who was Justin Ledet. I'm all forgetting people's name. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so sometimes it's not like I got a note sheet. I'm just talking off my head, so that's why it kind of comes out like that. But yeah, Alexander Rakic, beat Justin Ledet. He destroyed Justin Ledet. Was a decent heavyweight, but Rakic exposed pretty much all of his holes, like his weakness in grappling, his weakness to leg kicks. It just pretty much destroyed him. It didn't finish him, but destroyed him. 6'5" with like 26, so he's a very good prospect in the division that needs young prospect, and is starting to get those prospects. So what I see from him, at least from his two fights, is that he has good takedown defense. He's a good striker. He uses that height very well. Then against Devin Clark, another physical, pretty young fighter. Got powerful wrestling. Got a good strike. He got power in his striking, but still very awkward. Like, he was a muscle-bound striker. He doesn't have the best striking, but because he has that power and he has that wrestling, it's effective. But the thing about his defense isn't the best. His defense really is the wrestling. When he starts getting hit by punches, he goes for wrestling. I think it's Alexander Rakic, that might work, but Alexander Rakic has good defensive wrestling. I think Devin Clark will be able to get some takedowns, but I feel like Alexander Rakic will be able to defend the takedowns. If he gets taken down, get back up, land a lot of strikes, and just win off of volume. Clark will get a couple takedowns. He will put on a good fight. It will be a pretty close fight, but Rakic just going to win just off the volume of his strike and how well he defends the takedown, and pretty much not allowing Clark to, when he gets those takes down, to do too much work, not to control too long, not to land too much ground and pound or work for some submission or nothing, but more so keep him kind of neutralized on the ground and then outlanding Clark on the feet. I don't think it's going to be a wide decision. I don't think it's going to be like, it's no easy fight. It's going to be a very close, gritty fight. Two fighters, young and talented, and have a lot of potential in this division and in their careers in general. But I think Alexander Rakic is going to be able to edge him slightly and get a decision. So in this fight, I got Alexander Rakic via decision. Now on to our next fight, we have in the lightweight division, Olivier Aubin Mercier. Let me get his name right. So Olivier Aubin Mercier. It's not Oliver, it's Olivier Aubin Mercier versus Gilbert Burns. So two fighters that definitely had a lot of potential, still have a lot of potential. It's not like their careers at the end of the road. Things have definitely changed for both of them, or improved for both of them. They've both been, putting on good performances and showing well-rounded skill sets, and both have been able to stay in the UFC, not riding these long skids. They managed to get on winning streaks, and then they kind of end those winning streaks, but they managed to, like I said, keep a good resume about them in the UFC. Gilbert Burns, definitely some solid grappling, top-notch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, top-notch Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Striking is not top-notch striking, but he definitely has power. His chin's kind of very questionable, but so power on the feet, not necessarily a great striker, but definitely the power is there. Definitely explosive. Jiu-Jitsu, top-notch. Olivier Aubin Mercier, pretty solid jiu-jitsu. It's not on Gilbert Burns' level, not really close, but it's respectable. Striking, underrated, but he definitely can hold his own with a lot of strikers. Even people that are supposed to be Muay Thai champions or whatever is outside of the UFC or whatever his respective organizations, he's been able to outstrike people who are supposedly supposed to be strikers. So his striking is very, very good. I would give Mercier the striking advantage. I give Burns the grappling advantage. Power definitely on Gilbert Burns' side. But I think the smarts is actually on Olivier's side. I think Olivier's shown to have, better fight IQ in my opinion. I think Gil Burns, a lot of times when he's not winning, it just kind of gets stuck in a pattern and people just find a ways to outsmart him. Pretty much all his losses, he just get caught up in someone else's rhythm and they just play him. And I think that's what could happen in this fight. I think Gil Burns, if he could land a big shot or he could get some grappling on him, maybe he could have some success. But I think Mercier has pretty good defense on the grappling. It's not like Gil Burns is like some physical powerhouse like a Prezeris or a Trinaldo. He's strong and explosive, but he's not on their level because he fought those people and got manhandled. So he's not on their level. So I think Mercier will be able to defend his takedowns. On the feet, I think Mercier is the better striker. He'll be able to use his movements to really avoid the power, defend the takedowns, outland them. I think really get him in the pace. I think Gil Burns can get a takedown. He can land punches, and it's a fight, so that stuff will happen. People do get punched. People do get takedowns. People get up from takedowns. It's a fight, so you're not out there just fighting punching back. So yeah, you're not out just punching back. But I think Mercier, like I said, I think his skill set just works better for as far as how they match up. I think he'll be able to control the range, movement, defend the takedowns, outland him, maybe get a takedown of his own, control some top control for a little bit, but not really get too comfortable on the ground. Just do what needs to be done. Still going to be, I say, a close fight. Not too close, but I think Olivier is going to win the fight clear enough. So in this fight, I got Olivier Mercier via decision. Then on to our next fight, we have in the middleweight division, Eric Anders versus Elias Theodorou. So what does Elias Theodorou really do? He moves a lot and he throws kicks. Like he pretty much just runs and throws kicks. His punches, he probably throws them, but it's so unrememberable or so ineffective that you don't remember them. Most of the time he just throws kicks, and even his kicks aren't that effective. He just kind of throws these slapping kicks and runs. Push kicks, run, kick, run, kick, run. Against Eric Anders, also, I'm not going to say Elias Theodorou, that's all he does. If that's all he did, he would get taken down and submitted. So he has respectable grappling, respectable this, but nothing stand out. It is just enough to hold his own and then allow his kicking and running to really do the work for him. But against Eric Anders, he has shown that he could deal with those type of fighters, that he could apply pressure, block, instead of just chasing them, cut them off, and land big shots. I think that's what he could definitely do against Elias Theodorou, who really doesn't even have any punches to begin with. He could block the kicks and just keep cutting them off, eventually get inside, land big shots, and hurt Elias Theodorou. Like Elias Theodorou will definitely have the edge at the beginning because you got to catch up to him. But the more you hit him, the kick's going to slow down, the pace going to slow down, and he's going to wear on him. Those kicks is going to be getting blocked and checked, and the cage going to get smaller and smaller. He's going to get worn and worn. I think Eric Anders, that's what it's going to be. He's going to be blocking, cutting off the cage, landing big shots when he can. Then the volume is going to go up, and it's going to be Eric Anders gaining momentum and Elias Theodorou losing momentum. And I think eventually it's going to be a breakdown effect, and Eric Anders is going to stop him. So in this fight, Eric Anders is going to stop him, and I say it will be in the third round via TKO. So in this fight, I got Eric Anders via third round TKO. Now to our co-prelim headliner, we have in the women's flyweight division, Katlyn Chookagian versus Jessica Eye. So Jessica Eye has had a rebound in her career at the flyweight division, the women's flyweight division. At first, she was like on a 3-4 fight losing streak up in the women's bantamweight division. The women's flyweight division was created. She dropped down, and she's been on tear. I mean, it's not like she's been so dominant. She's been having hard fights every time out, but she's been finding ways to edge those decisions. It hasn't been easy, but she's been finding ways to edge these decisions. And most of the time, that's been with her wrestling. But I think she's like a 2 or 3 fight winning streak at this weight class. Then Katlyn Chookagian, I think she's undefeated at this weight class. I'm not too sure, but she only has one loss in her career, and that's to Liz Carmouche. But whatever the case is, they're both doing very well at this weight class, and they're looking like top-notch contenders for this very open division. So what about Katlyn Chookagian? So they really don't have to say what they've been doing lately. Matter of fact, they both 2-0 at this weight class, so they're really in the same boat. And Chookagian for better competition at this weight class. So as far as these two people, well, Jessica has been finding ways to edge her way to decisions at this weight class. She's been striking okay. She has got caught in one of those fights, but then she used her wrestling and used her physicality coming down from her weight class to win the decision. Like when it's not going her way, she can implement wrestling. She's still fast, but more so she's been edging with wrestling. But against Katlyn Chookagian has very solid hips. She's good at defending takedowns, and she's the much more decorated striker. And it shows in the fight, like in her fights, how good her striking is. And she's tough. They're both tough. But in reality, I think it's come down to Chookagian be able to defend the takedowns, And I think Chookagian is the better striker. I think she's the longer, taller fighter, faster with the kicks, faster with the striking, sharper. And that's what it's going to come down to. She'll be able to defend the takedowns. And on the feet, she's the better striker. That's what it's going to be. It's not only going to be no knockout or nothing, but it's going to be a competitive fight. But the sharper, more decorated striker is just going to be the sharper, more decorated striker, defend the takedowns, and edge her on the striking. So in this fight, I got Katlyn Chookagian via decision. Now on to our prelim headliner, we have in the women's strawweight division, Claudia Gadelha versus Nina Ansaroff. So Ansaroff's striking has been coming along real nice, been smooth, been putting the power on it, been putting on the pop. She might not be a knockout artist, but she definitely put some power on the punches. Her combinations come together nice. Her takedown defense, not the best, but definitely becoming more like better. She's becoming more responsive to takedowns and situations and what she needs to be done in those positions. I saw her against Randa Marcos. She definitely made Randa Marcos give her a very hard fight. It was just that she was able to finally defend the takedown in one of those rounds and just keep it on the feet long enough to edge a split decision over Randa Marcos. But yeah, so basically, I'm saying Nina Ansaroff on the feet, I think she probably will be the better striker than Gadelha. But Gadelha is a much better grappler than Randa Marcos. And also, she's a better striker than Randa Marcos. She might not be as loopy, goopy, and awkward, but she's definitely a better striker than Randa Marcos. She hits harder. She has better technique. Whether that better technique works for her or against her, as far as like sometimes having bad technique works for you sometimes. Maybe Nina Ansaroff will have more answers to striking that's, like more normal, or at least athlete more skilled instead of this awkward striking, but whatever the case is. I think Gadelha will be able to get in those takedowns, and her grappling just on another level from most of these other fighters in this weight class. On the feet, I think Gadelha will be able to hold her own. Competitive, gritty fight, but once Gadelha gets on her and gets some takedowns, I think she's going to be too much. And I think Gadelha's probably been working on her cardio, where am I even going with this? She's been working on, strength and conditioning, so she don't fade like she does in the past. And I think that'll be a big key. So she'll be able to push a higher pace than usual, and she'll be able to hold it and maintain it. And when she gets that pace and that, that strength and conditioning along with her skills and getting these positions, she's going to be real dangerous. And it's going to be just too much for Nina Ansaroff when she gets her down. I mean, the first time might not be the end the deal, but it's the eventual, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm going with this, but the inevitable. Gadelha on you that much, putting that pace on you and breaking you down. She's going to find that submission. And I think that's going to be in the second round, probably early. So in this fight, I got Claudia Gadelha via second round submission. And that concludes my predictions for the prelims of UFC 231, Holloway versus Ortega. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.